know you're there, pal. I want to talk, that's all.
The movie kicks off with a body dressed in flashy clothes floating through a rough river. Somewhere else, two guys are getting ready to shoot a deer, but a man named Rayburn shows up, stops them, takes their guns, and tells them they're on land they shouldn't be on.
Well, actually, the deer's mine. And you two shitheads are trespassing. This is a sanctuary, you dumb shit. Now put down your rifles.
Goddamn tree hugger. Who'd have thought?
People change.
The hunters recognize him and mention he used to be one of them. Rayburn just says people change. One of them disagrees, saying not really. Rayburn heads home to his dog, Thor. His place is full of security cameras watching the area. Around the same time, Sheriff Alice introduces her brother Brooks, who's just been picked up by Carl Blackhawk, a tribal police officer from a shady place called the Factory.
Where'd you find him this time?
Over at the factory. Trying to clean that place up, but it was in battle, I guess.
Brooks looks like he's been in a brawl, but doesn't tell Carl what happened there. On their way home, Brooks finally admits to Alice that he fought a guy named Sam Moonblood over a girl. He also says Sam and a guy called Olson are into some bad stuff. As they drive by a barn, Brooks gets a strange feeling.
Can you just turn around and take a different way home?
No, I need to go.
I don't want to go this way.
I gotta go this way. I
don't want to go this fucking way. Just turn around.
Meanwhile, Rayburn's giving a school tour of the sanctuary he looks after, even though he's slightly drunk. He talks about the 50 square mile land he manages. One student brings up his past as a hunter. Rayburn explains he stopped hunting because his daughter didn't like it. Elsewhere, Alice and other officers are checking out the body of a young girl that washed up on the riverbank.
He was dumped post-mortem in the water, probably a good week ago.
What do you think this is about?
A forensic guy says she probably died a week ago and was tossed in the water. She has a scar on her neck. They find a sharp spearhead stuck in a tree nearby, which makes them think she might have been hunted. Rayburn is out putting up flyers for his 14-year-old daughter, Gwen, who's been missing. While doing that, he runs into Carl Blackhawk and his ex-wife Debbie, Gwen's mom. Debbie invites him to a memorial that Carl is holding for Gwen and gives him papers to sign that would legally declare her dead.
Hey, don't make this harder.
Well, you can't replace Gwen with Blackhawk's fucking baby.
Hey, that's not fair.
Later, Alice examines the spearhead and notices the letters MB when she shines a light through it. Rayburn, after hearing on the news about the unidentified girl's body, heads straight to the scene. At Alice's house, she and Brooks talk about their dead parents. Brooks asks if Alice would still support him if he got into some serious trouble.
If I messed up and did something bad, what would you do?
Sheriff?
Not long after, Rayburn comes by and wants her to help him identify the girl's body. They head to the morgue together, and he confirms it's not Gwen.
Do you know much about Rayburn?
Do you have kids?
No.
You can't begin to imagine what he's gone through.
That night, Alice finds Rayburn at a bar. She says she wants to help find Gwen, hoping it'll improve her reputation in the town. Rayburn's not optimistic. He says it's been 5 years, and the case is cold. The next morning, Rayburn sees someone messing with one of his cameras in the woods. The person is wearing full camouflage. Rayburn grabs his old hunting gear and heads out.
I know you're there, pal. I want to talk, that's all.
His vehicle breaks down, so he walks. He finds a pickup truck he suspects belongs to the mystery hunter. Quietly, he marks an X near its gas tank before leaving. Later, when he checks the camera footage, Rayburn realizes the hunter has been following a young girl. He heads back into the woods to catch the hunter, but fails again. Alice, trying to figure out the origin of the spear, visits a local hunting gear seller. The seller tells her it was thrown using a rare, old-school tool called a ladle, which is now illegal. He says a guy named Sam Moonblood makes and sells them at the factory. Back in the forest, Rayburn finds the girl who's been hunted. She's passed out. At the same time, Alice goes to the factory, which is full of sketchy people and homeless folks. She asks around about Sam and hears that he's likely out hunting. A girl named Patty gives her a lead on where he might be. Rayburn carries the unconscious girl through the woods and stumbles across a small underground shelter. The girl wakes up but can't speak. She writes down that her name is Molly. They decide to sleep there for the night. Alice finds Sam's place, but it's empty. Inside, she sees spearheads with the same MB marking. Blackhawk shows up. He followed her and shows her a photo of Molly, who had been reported missing. He tells Alice that Molly's mom goes to the factory often and had once said she had a fight with Brooks. Alice doesn't want to believe her brother could be involved, but Carl seems open to the idea. Next morning, Alice goes to Brooks's place. He's gone. She finds news clippings about kidnappings. Meanwhile, Rayburn and Molly are walking back to his home. On the way, he shows her a photo of Gwen, but Molly doesn't recognize her. When they finally get to his place, they hear Thor whimpering. At that moment, Alice arrives to talk to Rayburn about the guns he took from those hunters earlier. She points her gun at the masked attacker, who gives up. But when she hears the person cracking their knuckles, she realizes it's Brooks.
Drop your weapon and get on your knees! Now! Go, Brooks. Go home. Great.
Rayburn ends up telling people that Alice shot him just to protect her brother. Meanwhile, Alice calls for backup and says Rayburn needs to be arrested. Blackhawk and Debbie take Rayburn to the factory, where their go-to doctor, Boone, patches him up. As fate would have it, Brooks also shows up at the factory looking to score some drugs.
Yeah, this is Blackhawk. I need backup at the factory right now.
Hey, come here!
Easy, Brooks. Let's just think this thing through here.
Your brother's been arrested.
Alice shows up not long after. Blackhawk doesn't back down. He says he believes Rayburn's version of events and reminds Alice that she doesn't have authority in his territory. He refuses to let her see Brooks. Soon, Brooks leads the cops, including Alice and Blackhawk, to that barn he'd acted weird around earlier. Inside, they find Sam Moonblood tied up and gagged. Turns out Brooks had kept him prisoner since their fight. Blackhawk says he didn't know anything about Molly being involved and defends Brooks by saying people saw him at the factory during Rayburn's earlier encounter, so he couldn't have been the hunter. Blackhawk even suggests that Alice should be suspended and investigated for shooting Rayburn. Alice then calls off the search for him. Later at the factory, Rayburn finds out Brooks wasn't the hunter after all. The next day, Blackhawk brings Alice in to talk to Moonblood. She's told that Rayburn changed his story, now claiming the person who shot him wasn't Brooks. Moonblood says he sells handmade spear tools, but doesn't keep records of who buys them. When shown the recovered spearhead, he says it's made from a different kind of wood than what he uses. Rayburn, meanwhile, starts clearing out his alcohol stash. Flashbacks show his daughter going missing after he'd left her in the car to go buy whiskey. Even now, he still clings to that same bottle, blaming himself. Alice goes to visit Molly in the hospital and sees she's got a neck scar, just like the girl they found earlier. Later, Rayburn sees a pickup truck that looks just like the one he spotted in the woods the day he was attacked. He chases after it, but doesn't find the mark he had placed on the gas tank. Not giving up, he waits along the roadside, hoping to spot the real truck again. Eventually, he sees a similar one and follows it to a house. He checks and finds his X mark near the fuel tank, but the driver is just an old man living alone. The man tells Rayburn that his neighbor borrows the truck sometimes. Rayburn then heads over to that neighbor's place. He sneaks in and finds a weird, dark room covered in posters and clippings of missing people from around the area. In another room, there's a girl unconscious with her throat stitched up. Back at the hospital, Alice is led to Boone's office while looking for some old reports. She finds out Boone had a daughter named Melissa who died after being hit by a drunk driver in the forest and was left to die. In a photo of Boone and his daughter, Melissa is wearing a necklace with the same MB initials as the spearheads. That's when things start to click.
Open up. Call the paramedics.
Jesus Christ.
Get the APB out on Boone.
They find the unconscious girl Rayburn had seen, but neither Boone nor Rayburn are there. Alice spots a missing person poster for Gwen and decides to find Rayburn fast. Boone has taken Rayburn deep into the woods. As Rayburn slowly wakes up, Boone lets him run and begins suiting up in his hunting gear.
Go.
Alice shows up at Rayburn's cabin, where Thor is barking at the screens. She grabs her gear and heads out into the forest herself. Eventually, Rayburn manages to outsmart Boone and tackle him. He demands to know what Boone did with Gwen. Boone reveals the whole thing. His daughter Melissa died because of Rayburn's drunk driving, and he believed Gwen, being Rayburn's daughter, was destined to become a problem too. So he decided to get rid of people who he thought wouldn't be missed.
Stop! Don't do it! Please!
You want to talk to me about right and wrong, Sheriff?
Just as he's about to finish Boone, Alice steps in with her gun raised. Rayburn tells her she can either shoot him again or walk away. Instead, he tosses Boone onto one of his old animal traps.
This ends now. Get up, get up. I covered this trap years ago. Make an exception for you. You're gonna let me die.
As Boone lies there, bleeding and in pain, he asks if Rayburn's really going to leave him to die like an animal. Rayburn replies that even animals shouldn't be left to suffer like that. He covers the trap and walks away, leaving Boone behind. Back in town, there's a memorial held for Gwen. Molly is there too. That barn where Moonblood was locked up gets torn down. Over the police radio, Alice hears that Boone is now suspected of being a serial killer, and he's still missing. In the last scene, Rayburn holds the same bottle of whiskey he'd bought the day Gwen vanished. This time, he finally seems ready to let it go.